See, that's some dope shit.
That's why I
I
was like,
love it.
okay, hat, come
That's
through.
you
Yes.
damn right. We are coming on through. We're bringing it. And the best part about it is I know it's going to make Eddie a little bit uncomfortable
It's
because I'm a
okay.
Chiefs fan all day. Janelle,
Okay,
you know
baby.
what I'm
You
talking
already
about.
know. You
You
already
already
know.
know.
You
Already.
already know.
So I'll give Eddie a little bit of grace. He's got a little bit of rough time because he's a Green Bay fan. So he not sure what his season's going to be like, how it's
I
going to
did
be,
want to
if it's
play
going to
them in the
be.
Super Bowl. I
I
wanted to
did
play
too.
them in the Super Bowl.
I
I
did
wanted to
too.
play Aaron.
Would
I
have bust
love Aaron
y'all ass.
Rodgers.
We would have bust y'all ass.
You would have got that
Ah.
ass
Would
busted.
have got that ass
You know what I
worked.
mean?
Y'all
Oh
barely
yeah.
beat us when we had Matt Moore as the starter. Matt Moore.
Fuck Kansas.
We're
Shitty.
not gonna do that.
Jeez.
Don't do
Not
that
gonna do
today.
that.
You outnumbered.
Out
with it. That's why I'm mad with it. With it. With it. That's why I'm mad with it. Straight out the trap with it. Whatever you want, whatever you need, it's on tab. Get it. That's why I'm mad with it. That's why I'm mad with it. That's where I'm at. Okay, you chasing clout? Oh no way, your shit turn.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's time to Get in Trouble podcast with your boy Eddie Liles. Terrance G is in the
Yeet,
building.
skeet.
And then we have our special guest today, Miss Janell Banks. How are you?
I'm
Yes.
good. Thank you for having me.
Black Girl
Absolutely.
Magic.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna
Yes.
stop. I'm gonna stop at this point. Yo, so Janelle, you're on your way to New York, right?
Yes, yes. I leave out tomorrow morning.
And you're going to what?
The Black Women in Comedy Laugh Fest. Super
Ooh.
excited. Yes, I'll be on stages at Broadway Comedy Club and West Side Comedy Club next week. I'm super, super excited just to be back in New York, man.
Hell yeah.
Well, hold on. What you mean? So, are you from Kansas City with the bum ass Chiefs? And
Wait.
yeah. You was about to say yeah.
Statement. Don't do
You was
that.
about to
Don't
say
do
yeah.
that.
You was about to say.
Don't
I
do
was about
that.
to ask you. You know,
Nope.
Green Bay fans, we never mess up. You know what I'm saying? We never mess up. We never messed up.
But
You know what I'm
y'all
saying? You
walk
say Green
around
Bay,
with
we like
cheese on
cheese
you.
heads, baby. Huh?
Okay, that's
Huh?
normal.
Who doesn't like cheese? Who doesn't like cheese?
The lactose intolerant.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not that. So I'll poop my pants
Tell by
before
the
I
way
scoop
you're
up
built,
cheese again.
Eddie.
No, so fuck it. So no, how many times have you been in New York? You like travel back and forth or what?
Yeah. When the world was open, funny story, the law firm I work for, I travel back and forth to do comedy and they allow me to work in that office. So I try to go back frequently as possible, but I don't know. I don't know how many times I've actually performed there, but this is my second time during this festival and I'm very excited about it.
Nice.
No, yeah, we had them on when the pandemic happened. So I was planning on being there. And I'm so pissed off. I gotta work now. So I got fuck. But no, like, yeah, I think like Frankie French is gonna be there, D-Lo's gonna be there.
Yes.
My homie, we had her on the show. Wow.
Woo woo.
No, Woo Woo's definitely gonna be there though. Because we had her on our live show actually. But yeah, it's a lot of killers is going. Janell Ali, they got Janell Ali, Sam J.
Let's say Sam
from
J's
SNL,
on that.
From SNL, who just got that show from Pause.
Yeah,
on HBO.
I pray I can meet her. Like I'm trying to keep it together and not be like, because I have the moments like anytime I see Frankie French on social media, I'm like, but I touched her. Like I played in her hair. I waved in her.
You played in Frankie French's hair?
No, I probably haven't, but I should. I should put that on my agenda.
You should probably definitely not do that. Like that's big sis. I would not do that. I'm telling you, no.
I'm
well, I mean, you black, so it might be different. Yeah, you black. But
I can't do it.
I pray for the Lord for anybody with pale skin touching her hair. Oh my Lord Jesus.
Yeah. She look like she can fight. She look like
she can. She can. I tell you that much. She can.
Okay,
that's big sis, real shit. Nah, but yeah, that show's gonna be fire because I think it's gonna bring a lot of. I think that was what she was saying when she was on the podcast of like they're doing this festival to showcase like black female magic, like black comedy magic. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, what, like you, because you're from Kansas City, you was in Houston, then you went to Georgia.
Right.
Go to was it Georgia that you went to?
No. I have always fluctuated between Kansas City and Houston. I was born in Kansas City, raised in Kansas City, lived in Houston. My dad's side of the family's from Houston, so I always end up there when I'm trying to run away.
You got lucky.
Yeah.
I don't have those type of. I wish my parents lived in different states. So I could do that. Like,
I didn't say I was getting child support. I'm just saying I got to run away to grandpa.
That's funny.
So since you're Kansas City-based comic, Janell, let's have the discussion. We already know Kansas City barbecue is king. I mean, it's undeniable. You're not going to get better barbecue anywhere else other than Kansas City. Give me your top 3 in that order, however you want to go from 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, 1. Your top 3 barbecue joints in Kansas City.
Well, I'm a beef on bun type of bitch. I grew up on Gates. You hear me? You know, so Gates #1. You can't come to Kansas City and claim any other barbecue establishment. Gates is the creator, the founder, and whatever of what y'all doing. So I always have to give props to Gates.
You didn't say Joe's. Joe's isn't your okay. Hey,
you see what color my skin is?
I'm listening. I just wanted to ask.
Ooh, that got personal.
So it's very torn with Joe's. To me, I don't know. Like I've had Joe's, but it's the 3-color beans that give me. I don't like their baked beans. I'm a baked beans type of girl, and I kind of like the sweet, smoky barbecue, and so therefore I don't like their beans.
Break a fucking barbecue.
Yeah,
dish,
and so
period.
therefore on their baked beans, I can't do. Joe's. I can't put them at #1. I'm gonna have to go with Bougie Jack Stack as #2.
Okay.
Jack Stack has the sides for you, honey. The sides and the sides. And then I would put Joe's bump that. I'm gonna go at #3. I'm gonna go, it's between LC's and Big T's.
Ooh. See, I was seeing if you're gonna see LC's or I love Arthur Bryant's.
Baby. They done been closed down by state governments
too many times.
They're still open. No, they're still open, but they get shut down by the health department frequently. Frequently.
No.
And if you're gonna go to Arthur Bryant's, you might as well go around the corner and go to Gates and get you some barbecue.
Now, see, okay. Now I gotta interject, right? I just did a show in Philly yesterday, right? While I'm in Philly, I'm asking everybody, hey, I keep hearing not to go to Passagenos because that's some tourist shit, right? Y'all tell me where's the best cheesesteak, right? Motherfuckers send me to the hood in my brand new car where I think, okay, I gotta walk this walk, Yeah, like I'm from DC. I know how to mind my own fucking business, walk through the crowd, not say shit. You know what I'm saying? Get my cheesesteak and roll out. It was the most dry, disgusting cheesesteak I've ever had in my fucking life.
Oh, it wasn't good.
I hate it. Was some place called Max's, and they were like, "Oh, this is it was horrible." It was. Then the dude figured out I was from DC. They tried to fleece me. I was like, I was going to tip your punk ass anyway. I don't really care. It was a horrible sandwich. My point is you city people, right? Like every state has their thing, right? Kansas City has barbecue. Y'all think y'all the best. Cool.
There's no thinking.
Y'all never had North Carolina barbecue, I guess. So
it is what it is. That's where they put the mustard.
We want vinegar-based sauce, so the sauce is all runny. First off, that was your first problem, North Carolina. You needed sauce on your meat. You don't need that in Kansas City. That's just how the shit rolls, baby. Don't try to play it.
See what I'm saying? Only thing I'm saying is y'all grew up on this shit. You guys grew up on this shit. So you guys, it's not the best. It's not the best barbecue everywhere. Right? Y'all don't even have the best sauce in the world. You know what I'm saying? You know who has the best sauce in the world? DC.
Can I leave the podcast now?
Sauce on that shit.
Look, Janell,
sauce on that shit, baby. You know what I'm saying? You know you love mumbo sauce.
So what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna have a great time without Eddie because we're sick of his shit. All right. Because here's the thing: Gates is sold at
everywhere
retail stores. Why? Because it's fucking great and it beats out every other thing, every other sauce that's out there. If you need sauce, but again, good smoked meats don't need sauce.
Exactly. Sauce, we don't even have the sauce debate because it's about the meat. It's about the process.
Thank you, Janell. Thank you.
When you start debating sauces, that means you got to cover up your nasty ass smokeless meat.
Thank you. You probably ain't even got a bark on it. You probably pull that shit out and it's gray. And you're like, what
mumbo sauce, bro? Like our mumbo sauce goes on fucking fried meat.
Y'all ain't had good mumbo sauce for 15 years.
You said, say that again?
There's not been good mumbo sauce in the DMV for 15 years. And that's verifiable.
And mumbo sauce stays in the DMV. Nobody's over here in Missouri or Omaha or Cali.
Capital mumbo sauce is now taking us nationwide. You get what I'm saying?
No,
capital mumbo sauce is now
your head.
No. You can go anywhere, any grocery store, get capital mumbo sauce right now. That's all I'm saying.
You can get a hot sauce with mayonnaise in it. Yeah, that's what you can get. You can get you can get Frank's. Yeah. You can get Tabasco. You can get all kinds of sauces everywhere.
Listen. Hold on. Y'all not gonna disrespect our mumbo sauce. Like I do understand that it is a DMV thing. I do, but every time people outside of the DMV taste it, right? Majority of people like it. That's all I'm saying. As long as you don't go through it's hot sauce with honey and all that. Mumbo sauce is good, okay?
Mumbo sauce is shit.
It's some duck sauce, some soy sauce, some ketchup, some barbecue. So it's a lot of different shit.
Runny barbecue sauce. That's it.
It's not runny barbecue sauce, bro. That's because you didn't eat. See, listen, like when you get somebody,
it looks very runny.
It's not very runny. It depends on where you go. See, this is the thing, right? Just like how y'all barbecue sauces, every place serves like a different barbecue sauce, and they have a different way of doing the meat and all that other shit. Every mumbo sauce doesn't come prepackaged. Every restaurant has to make it themselves. So depending on where you go, depends on what sauce you get. There's some places on Rhode Island Avenue, that sauce thick as hell. Red is my cup. You know what I'm saying? Thick as hell, red is my cup. Then you go some sauces out in the sun, and the shit just look like mild sauce.
Gay sauce is in Kansas City barbecue sauce is consistent. We ain't doing that. Well, when you go down the street, you're gonna get a little bit, it's gonna be red. And if you go over here, I'm just saying, but it's cute. Your sauce is cute. Keep doing what y'all doing. I love it. Congratulations.
We'll worry about y'all when you step to the big leagues.
I don't like when you get backup terms. I really don't. I'm starting to remember.
But that's the thing, man. Like
Kansas City people so cocky, man.
I already knew immediately the moment I found out she was Kansas City based.
I did.
It was cool. It was cool.
That's why I didn't say anything.
It's cool.
That's why I said.
Cool.
How long you been doing comedy and hating on other cities? How long?
I've been hating on other cities since '84. I've been doing comedy for about 10 years.
Okay. And you started in Kansas and you just moved back and forth to Houston?
Well, I've always lived here, and then I did a stint in Houston for about 4 years. But ironically, when I moved to Houston, I legitimately just became scared and shy and was like, I'm just gonna enjoy corporate America and be funny in my cubicle. That is what I'm gonna do. Yeah, it's just I moved there for a bigger market. And then when I got there and realized, like with Kansas City, if I had a show after work, you know, it's a hop, skipping, a jumping away. In Houston, it's work. It's a commute. It is sitting in your car. Like you might have to pack, lunch and everything just to sit in rush hour traffic. So that literally overwhelmed me to the point where I was like, I'm gonna just adapt to making money. But I still did stand up here and there. Like stand up is one of those things you can't let go. When somebody find out you're funny, you got to pull out some clippers. You know, you got to edge up somebody. So,
yo, hold on. But Houston traffic? Yo, have you But you go to New York, right? So you saying you wouldn't live in New York? You're not fucking with it.
I would move. I was before the panty. That was hugely what I was considering is moving to New York. But would I drive in New York? No. No. Like just even having a car parking, and then I feel like the lanes are too narrow. It's extremely aggressive. Like it's aggressive in Texas, and I like it. But that, like, no.
You mean it's nothing like 435? Nothing. Phone 70 nothing for you.
Bro,
I mean, once you do Texas, once you do I-10, 610, or 290, 435 and 70 is a cakewalk. It just sucks because the speed limit is 55 miles an hour, you know.
Bro, I just did, when I drove back from Philly, they had a lane the size of my truck, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? And motherfuckers was driving like 85 miles per hour, and I was like, oh, I thought I was good at this. I thought I was a bit, bro. It was like they had, the little concrete walls. They had those up for the white instead of white lines.
Yeah, so I hate driving in between those.
Yeah, so it's like it was literally those and a car. I mean, like nothing, and then a car on the other side. So you're literally like sandwiched in between those little cinder blocks. So it's a bumpy road, and these motherfuckers was jetting that shit. I had a whole line behind me. I didn't give no fucks. Like, fuck, I am not fucking up my car over here, son.
Yeah. I don't like being enclosed. That makes me.
I'm claustrophobic. I'm claustrophobic. I can't pay that.
Especially with the big trucks like that. Especially because man, it don't take much, a little bit of wind, and they start doing this shit on you, man.
Yeah.
I gotta get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Dude. So so I get what you're saying. When you go to different cities, I think everything's different. But what would you say your style of comedy is? Because we haven't met before, and I really want to get to know you because I've heard some things about you. So like, what?
Ooh. Did you hear I steal? No, I'm just playing.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
My style is, I'm over it just honestly, I can't pick a style. I feel like I'm just a nerd, but I don't tell nerdy comedy. I just sound very dweeby on stage to me. Like, I sound like a good old suburban mom. Like, I talk like this on stage. Like, oh my God, like what's going on?
I don't believe this at all.
I kind of do sometimes. It just depends. But I always tell people that I don't think that I tell jokes. I tell public service announcements, or I'm giving a public service announcement. My jokes are intended to make you look at a situation and learn from it. I write my material based off testimonies in everyday life. Ever since, growing up as a kid, I was bullied a lot for being the chubby kid, and I don't like fighting because I think I'm pretty. So I would fight people with words. Like, I would make fun of kids back, like, be like, okay, so I'm fat, but where's your daddy? Like, I got snacks. I got a 2-parent household. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you make fun of
the soul.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. Like, if you gonna make fun of me, you better cut,
souls out here.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm quick too. I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with you. I'm gonna say something that shut you down, and you will leave me alone. I
love it.
So yeah, I think that's just where my material comes from, is those just life experiences. So I talk about growing up being chubby, still battling with being chubby, but now being confident about it and looking at y'all like y'all stupid because y'all not fat. Like, y'all did something wrong. So it's all over the place. I just like to give public service announcements, though. You're gonna learn something at this show.
So since we're talking about your style of comedy, and this is always a question that we ask, Janell, Miss Banks, fellow Chiefs fan, how do you feel about dick jokes?
Oh my God.
I think, you know what? I tell dick jokes. If you can bring something new to dick, then let's do it.
How many times have you heard something new?
I personally don't hear them a lot anymore. I think my dick joke is hilarious. It's new to people because I complain about the abundance of dick. Nobody, a lot of people talk about the lack of dick, or, I talk about, I just think there's dick everywhere. It's just raining dick, and I'm a lesbian, and it's weird.
See, that's probably why it's raining dick, because you ain't looking for it. It's just coming out of nowhere for you.
I mean, you just be at CVS and they were like, your total is $12.06 and some dick, and you're like, what? Did you say dick? What?
Are you getting we just had another female comic on, she was telling us people are asking for like toe shots or foot shots. Are you getting those?
I have not, but I actually had someone ask would I fart for them. Yes. Yes. Like they were just like, I am into like flatulence and sounds and your voice is sexy. So I feel like your farts would be. And I'm like, what? Like I thought I was getting punked, but after like 12 more conversations about me passing gas, I was like, okay, so you got a problem. You got a problem.
12?
What we're not going to do is just skip over this. What, I need a little bit of context. How did you get to the point where somebody asked you about farting on them?
I don't.
I am still trying to understand how we got to that point.
You did say you were a lesbian, and so I'm please for my I don't know.
It was a woman. Please tell me.
Please tell me it was a woman. Fuck.
Damn it.
God damn it, we suck.
I wanted to be a woman just to take it off of dudes. For 10 seconds.
For a second.
Nah.
But I knew it couldn't have been.
And he was a comedian, so.
Sounds about right. Sounds definitely about right. Well, Terrance fucks toes. So, I mean, I can, but I think farting is a little bit worse. What did he want you to do? Put it in a brown paper bag so he could puff it like paint?
I honestly thought it was like, I was like, he's a comedian, so maybe he needs this for content. Maybe he's doing a show. Like, maybe this conversation is being recorded. Like, I'm not. Like this, I have to be being punked. Like this,
was he joking? He wasn't joking.
I thought he was. Like the first 3 times, I thought he was. But when he started to offer money and just kept kind of stressing the issue, I was like, yeah, dude just has a fetish. And
so this kind of teeters into the question that Eddie had talked about, right? Like we understand. There's levels in comedy, and we also know that your appearance, your personality plays factor in how you get booked, right? So more attractive people get more opportunities. Women get more opportunities based on certain shows. This is kind of how things go. But you also deal with a lot more bullshit, specifically comments in your posts, DMs getting slid into. How do you have to navigate that?
It's very shaky for me. Like I struggle with this a lot just because the thing about when it comes to like booking and attractiveness, I don't fit that mold. Like I'm not the typical, big booty, I'm a plus size, funny looking woman, but that's why I do comedy, like, so I don't
you find things funny.
Yeah, I don't, but I have to deal with like a lot of the times women giving me that feedback of, I think that you would have more supporters, or I would support you more if you looked a certain way. And also I feel like, especially within my comedy community, I have to be 10 times funnier and work 10 times harder to even be noticed because I don't look, the mold. And then I'm a woman, this is a male dominated industry and where I'm from is male dominated. And so it's like that catch-22. But then I feel like if I try to play the, I am sexy, I am smitten, then it's, oh, you just trying to have sex to get stage time, So it's, there's so many layers. I've had people accuse me of like, I think you're doing something else to get stage time. And I'm like, it can't be off sheer talent, huh? Just can't be.
Yeah. So like we just had somebody else on say the same thing. Like, is that an issue? Okay.
That's the issue.
Now, I do know it is an issue in female.
How pervasive is that issue?
Because I thought it was a cop out. I'm being honest with you. I really did. Like I'll see females, and because I'm not, even though I'm a producer and a comic, I am a male. So I'm not privy to every conversation that, of course, right? But I always thought it was a cop out that females would just be like, man, yeah, she probably out here, she fucking these dudes, the da-da-da-da. And it's like, yo, shawty, you just doing that shit because they didn't book you, bro. But like, is that really, is it a real thing? Or is it just like motherfuckers just push it on people?
I think I've experienced it. And I think it, like I said, it goes back to you not looking a certain type of way. So people think it's got to be something that you're doing to get promoted or put on shows. Because I've been on like big caliber shows, but I try to tell people it's a regional thing. I'm in an area where there's probably like 4 or 5 Black female comics, and I have just had more tenure. I've done, been here, or I'm just more out in the open. So people, I have more of a booking visibility. If I'm at a club every other weekend or I'm traveling, my name is going to be in more circles than somebody who maybe does comedy, here and there. So
right.
But people just assume, oh, she had to have slept with the promoter. And I'm like, man, if I slept with him, I would be getting more of this stage time, and I would have had a townhouse somewhere in Overland Park, boy.
See, that's twice though that you heard Overland Park mentioned, because Janell knows that's the rich white area. That's where old white money sits. OP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm gonna look at over. I think I'm gonna go buy a house in Overland. So just for the fuck of it, it's like, yo, we got a football player. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But
that's pretty much where most of the Chiefs live too.
I know.
Yeah. You would blend right in. They're gonna be like, "Oh my God, is that Derek?" Like, girl, no.
You'd be like, "Oh, it's Tamba Hali."
Put up a Packers flag right outside my front porch.
Don't worry, it's a whole collection of. I hosted a night of Vikings night at a bar, and I was like, surely there's not going to be Vikings fans. And like one of my friends from college was there, and I was like, why are you even here? Why are you wearing purple?
Who
like,
the fuck are you?
There are Packers galore fans here, and there are Vikings fans galore here. Like it scares me.
Packers everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
And Raiders fans.
We behind. We're like number 3 behind. You know, Redskins and Dallas. That's all it is. It's all good.
There's like Redskins fans and Dallas fans.
Yeah. I know I just dead named them, but yeah. It's a lot. My father was like, I'm not throwing away this shit.
The Washington. I'm sorry. The Washington. What is it called? The Washington football. Yeah.
Oh no! Don't get it fucked up. Oh, that shit. If they keep that name in about 5 years, we all gonna just be saying it. Put money on it.
Yeah. I mean,
that's how it works. Nigga, we say the Pelicans like that shit wasn't the Hornets.
Tennessee
like, we just say the Pelicans. It just becomes the thing.
I still hate the Pelicans though. God, that's such a stupid ass mascot.
It was.
Dude, we had the Wiz. We turned from the Bullets to the Wizards, motherfucker. Like, that was worse than Pelicans.
No, that's still better than Pelicans, bro.
The Wizards?
Pelicans is just a soft bird.
When you think of a wizard, at least a wizard has powers and can do something. A fucking pelican? Oh, wow. You got a big
brand Dungeons and Dragons or basketball?
Oh, you put fish and water in there. Who cares?
Oh, you're a big bird.
Out. Fuck you.
I'd rather be the Pelicans. I'd rather be DC Pelicans, which we don't have any Pelicans, so it would have been hilarious if we did that, than the DC Wizards. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just like, if we were the DC Pelicans, I actually would have been like, that's funny. But like, where the fuck is a Pelican?
You're the Washington Wizards.
Yeah,
big difference.
Yeah, we say DC, bro. No, but you know, like, all just aside though, like, so is that like, I wonder, is that statement proven? Because so like, and I say that because I do know of producers. I don't know any producers now. I don't know any current producers that did it. But I do know of producers who used to do shady shit of like fuck for play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Peyote. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it was with your booty. Like, they only booked chicks that they was fucking. Or producers who literally only started producing shows so they could fuck female comics.
Yeah.
So like I know that side of it. But is there a lot of females that have like there aren't, it's not a mystery if they've done it. It's females that we know of that done it. Is that a thing? Like,
I do not know one woman that has done it. You know, like
that's I don't either. That's my point.
Never like it's worth it. Like, we would rather get the beneficial monetary, supplement of it versus like some 10-minute penis. Like, that's ludicrous.
10-minute penis, yeah.
That's 7.
I was about to say that's a generous overstatement. I would say realistically like 5, but we've had that conversation before. So that's kind of the weird thing about being a male comic that doesn't, you'll get a lot of dudes to sit there and say, I don't participate in that type of a culture, right? And you have to kind of take it at face value, but myself and Eddie, we don't participate in that type of culture. So it's weird when you hear all these rumors swirling and you say, oh, well, this person's doing that. And then you talk to the women and you ask them, and it's a very conflicting thing, right? So you also deal with other lines too. Something we talked about previously with other female comics on the podcast is you can't get too sexual because then that starts to tarnish how you're perceived on stage? Does that affect your performance? Does that affect your stage persona? Does that affect you at all, even when it comes to how you do your comedy?
For me, it's kind of like the opposite. I tend to not talk about sex or like to get into sexual content because I'm a plus size woman. And you know that stigma of like, ew, what? You know how everybody treat white lips always gotta be naked, you know. So I I try to stay away from it because I don't want people to then, one, I don't want to be sexualized. And two, I don't want it to be kind of where people are like, ew, I don't want to think of her in that manner, you know, because people literally voice those concerns. And I think I'm just also very like insecure about past experiences that I'm just like, you know what, let me just go on the straight and narrow and go this way. I hear women, say a lot of times that people feel like all they do is talk about sex. But I think for women, our sexual experiences are hilarious. So therefore, it's a way to talk about it. But I think for me, it's kind of just the opposite experience that I try to stay away from it so people are not like, and then like I said, you got people who ask you to fart for them or like being that I am a lesbian, sometimes you will have men that are like, nah, but you said this on stage, so I know. And I'm like, this is a joke.
That was going to be one of my next questions is how often do you get approached for dudes being like, no, but for real though, how gay are you?
Like, all the time. Like, and that's why I write jokes. Like one of my jokes about y'all just be like, come on now, I got dick. You gonna give up dick like this? You can give up anybody, but this dick, like this is not the dick that you want to pass up on. I promise you, you're gonna be stimulated if you get this dick. Like this is the dick where Joe Biden gonna put you on the backlog of checks. Like it literally, it's weird. Like people just think they can like tell you, one Aesop fable better than the other one to get you to believe in their penis. And so it's crazy. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. So you probably gotten pretty creative at shutting down the dick. What's your most proud moment of do you have a story that's your most proud moment of shutting a dude down?
Man,
there's no better look on somebody's face when you shut them down and you know you hit them with the shit. What's Janell Banks' best story of shutting a dude down with the dick?
When I asked him, can I bring mine too?
What was his response? Was he like, oh, hell
man, no? Shorty, man, I ain't with that shit. I know you're in the LGBTQ Sega Genesis, but I ain't with that shit. Like, yeah, like if you gonna dick me down, I'll dick you down too.
You don't understand. Like, we both doing some fucking tonight.
Yeah, like you trying to prove a point, and it's so the fuck in my eye.
No, what you don't understand is I'm not playing the bitch role tonight, buddy. So when do you take off? So you take off tomorrow for New York City? Oh, so you staying up there a whole week. How long is the festival?
It is from the 16th through the 20th, or the 20th. I think they added another day or another set of shows, so it might be the 21st. I might be lying, but I will be there. Yes, the whole time, the whole shebang. I'm excited because, normally festivals run like Thursday through Friday. So this is starting Wednesday and running through Sunday. So I'm excited.
How many shows you on out there?
5.
That's some fun shit. You already got plans laid out? What else are you going to do besides the comedy out there?
Oh my God. Well, I definitely want to network and just absorb all these women. Like I said, coming from the Midwest is not a huge amount of us. So just seeing representation, seeing different styles of comedy and fashion. I never know what to wear on stage. Like I balance in between being girly and tomboyish. So I can't wait to see what everybody's rocking on stage to get ideas and just the networking, the sisterhood. Like I've met some great friends at the last festival, and just being able to, just emerge myself in the culture. And then New York itself is just amazing. I don't have any plans. I'm going to stay with some of my Caribbean friends. I'm excited for some Caribbean food and eats, but I'm staying in Harlem, so exploring Harlem. I love Harlem. Just walking up and down the streets. It seems like the friendlier part of New York. I could be lying. I could be making this up.
Hey, it's all friendly for me, so it doesn't really matter. So you said this is your second time performing in this festival, right? How, like, walk me through that, Janell. How does that feel to get selected twice now?
For this particular festival, it's awesome. Being the inaugural festival was just awesome, just because, like I said, coming from Kansas City, I don't think anybody knows me. You know, I don't think I fall on anybody's spectrum, and I'm very shy when it comes to social media. So I'm not like one of those people who, you know, are talking to people or networking on social media. I'm just very shy. And so just to be recognized, to pass, you know, submissions, it blows my mind. And then to know who is going to be at this festival, the headliners, the industry perspective, like the opportunities that have came from it, just from being the first festival, I'm like, I want to ask, how did I get in? But at the same time, I'm just, you know, still excited because I just never thought I would register on anybody's radar. I cry a lot in my shower, but these are happy tears.
Nah, no, look, talk your shit, girl. That's what this is about. We're here to do the comedy hang like we talked about and have a good fucking time. So I want to take it back a little bit. So you said you're shy and you're like, oh, I'm not doing the whole social media thing. But you also understand that's kind of where this game is at least morphing into. So before we go too far, what's your thoughts on internet like Instagram comics? How do you feel about those guys?
Okay, so
I think I know I think I know.
No, see, this is the thing. At first, I hated it. Like, I'm in a sorority, right? And I pledged. I went underground. And then you have people who joined the sorority by the old fashioned, the way you're supposed to, by signing paperwork. And it was a big, like, I remember having that, like, battle and struggle. Like, I pledge, bump that. This is some BS. Like, these heifers just strong. And then you had to realize it's not about how you get in the organization, but what work you put in. And so I kind of feel that with social media comedians. I hated them at first because I just like being on the stage, and social media is so completely different. You get one take on stage, you get one opportunity, whereas you can clip, cut, shadow, and filter and all of these things to make videos and make content to be appealing to people. But where I have to respect them is that content game, you got to respect it. It's a hustle. It's a full-time job. It is a full-time job to stay on it, to create content. Once you start, you know, getting up in the upper echelon where you are, you know, social media famous or have 1 million followers, you start doing those content interactions, and, you know, you start having companies contact you for sponsorship. It's like having 3 to 4 full-time jobs. I mean, it's a lot, it's intense, and to stay up on those schedules and to stay creative and then not beat people up from stealing your content and recreating it. Whoo! I commend them. I honestly, and then a lot of these people who have had success in stand-up and social media are starting to realize, in order to continue to be successful in stand-up, I've got to learn it. I've got to follow a certain formula. So I have met some social media comics who really take stand-up seriously and, you know, really want to learn the element, and will start, you know, talking to you about writing and things like that. So I hate them still, but I still love them. I still respect them.
I'll give you that. I respect them, right? Like you can't go through and see what they do and not have a level of respect for it, because you know half the time they'll link up in like all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and all day Monday. They'll just be pumping out, filming and whatnot for the work for a whole week. So is that something that you're looking at doing though? As you now doing this for 10 years, you've now been a pretty prestigious festival 2 years now, and various other things going on. Is that an avenue you're thinking about exploring and exploiting to kind of expand your fan base, or are you still too shy and like, nah, that's not my thing?
Oh, I've done it. I'm on the tiki-taki. I've started to realize, especially now that I'm working from home, for me, it's like you got time, you in the house, you done brought 10 ring lights, you might as well, So
Right.
I understand the element of it, and it's helped increase my visibility. And a lot of times when it stresses me out because people tell me all the time, oh man, I would come to shows if I knew you had them or if you posted like content more. And I'm like, nah, Richard Pryor didn't have an Instagram. Don't do me like that. So I just realized that it's just another tool. It's another element, like we get every time we're told, Kevin Hart used to collect these email lists and he used to go from club to club, email people. And I'm like, I'm passive aggressive, bro. I'm not emailing anybody, but I can make content and create content. Even if it doesn't do anything, even if I don't go viral, it's still another form of entertainment and something that I have, So I'm with it. I'm just afraid of internet bullies. That's all.
We've always felt like here on the show, we've talked about it before. And the way we view it is it's kind of like a catalog, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're out there performing, that's sort of your branding moments. Those are your marketing. That's your advertisement and everything else, because how you say things, how funny you are, how you carry yourself off stage, that's all part of it. But another thing people are going to do is check social media. What's your TikTok? And that's all it takes is Janell's out here doing comedy and been doing TikTok for 2 years. She's got 2 years worth of TikTok videos, been doing okay, but all of a sudden this one pops off 2 years in. Now the whole catalog goes, and they find out that you did this and you're funny, and so it just takes off from there. So it's like it's kind of that necessary evil, even though I hate it so much. I hate it.
It's like being an adult and having a job, and you think I make good money on this job, but they tell you have like 7 streams of revenue, income and revenue coming in. And so I look at it from that perspective. As a comic, you can't just, especially if you want to take it to the next level, if you want to be marketable, if you want to get into writers' rooms and things like that, you don't want to just do stand-up. You want to be a writer. You want to be a content creator. Hell, learn Photoshop, learn something to make yourself marketable,
Yes.
So that's where I'm at. I want to be a writer. I want to be a builder, I want to be, I want to do voiceover work. I don't want to just stick to stage. I want my comedy to make money outside of that stage.
So before we explore that, because you talk about the comedy expanding, you said earlier that you work in a law office?
I'm a business analyst assistant for a law firm.
So do we need to watch what the fuck we talk about here at all?
Oh no, we're fine. They know they know my lifestyle.
I don't trust it at
all. No, not at all. The fun thing is the firm that I work for is not based in the U.S., so they're overseas. But one of the reasons I hired is, they kind of knew going in, and they had Googled and did background work, and were like, we can respect it that you live 2 different lives, and we kind of admire just the hard work, and I've never let comedy kind of get in the way of what I'm doing. Sometimes, when you got to take off work and leave early, and you just never know what comes up. It's been times where I've been at work and they're like, hey, can you come open for such and such? Or, hey, the Chiefs want you. And I'm like, I gotta go, so it just works. It fluctuates. It's stressful. I would love for comedy to be a full-time thing, but I actually like the balance because I like waking up to an alarm clock. I don't think I would do that if I was a full-time comedian.
That was the question. Like, so you don't plan on walking away from the day job then? At least not anytime soon.
I would like to work both of them as long as I can.
It's interesting because I ditch that motherfucker the moment I get a chance.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out of my day job.
All of y'all,
I'm trying to get out of day job for a minute, bro.
It's more people to recruit for your audience. That's why I keep a job. Like, girl, you want to come to this show? You want to come to the show? I put you on the list, and if you say you put them on the list, they feel like they somebody.
It really is a marketing.
They are somebody. Anybody that comes to my show that I put on a guest list, you are somebody.
Absolutely, you are. That's why I asked you, because I can't put nobody who gonna act up on the list. No.
Yeah. I don't even promote to my friends anymore. I swear to God.
Of me. Yeah.
No, because we all know how it's gonna go. They're gonna say the same dumb shit. They're gonna be like, "When is it? Where is it? What's the address? First off, everything that you said was on the fucking flyer. Okay, that's number one.
The flyer that you shared,
like,
that's
something
aggressively shared. Yes.
Like that's something that us as comics we see all the time. I'm fucking done with you being like, T, when's the next show? And then me telling you just for you to not show up. I just be like, I don't know.
Yeah. Or you get those people who never come to your shows, like never. And then the night of the show, hey, I was really trying to come, but I can't make it.
Oh my God, I hate niggas. I hate niggas who do that shit.
Y'all turn me into a serial killer. Like my biggest pet peeve on the day I have a show is everybody you start to have to filter questions, and you try not to be, an asshole because you're super appreciative of people coming. Yes. But it's like, I got to put on this girdle. I've got to glue on these lashes and commute to this show. So like, give me a moment to breathe. Then I got to be funny, So you asking me 50 questions about something you could have clearly saw on the internet. Because if you invited me to your baby shower and you put me on the Facebook invite and I start asking you where it's at, what's the colors, do I need to bring a gift? You're gonna be like, refer back to that invite, girl.
Yes.
Yo, no. So I hate when people do that shit. Oh my God. Because we do Facebook events, I do Eventbrite. So only thing you got, and I'd use a company called Event Combo. There's 3 different places that the address is on. Motherfucker, and the only thing you gotta do is hit directions. Like it literally has a button. I have it on Samsung and on fucking Apple. It says directions, bitch. Like, don't you asking me all this information, right? Like, or do you get the people that's like, when are you going up?
Oh, so me and my friend were just discussing this. Too. That literally is my biggest pet peeve because I'm not selfish or narcissist. Like I want you to enjoy the whole show. It's not just about me. It's not about me. And then as a comedian, why on God's green earth would you think I have control over this? Like,
well, that's why? Because everybody thinks that we're Cat Williams when we start. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't understand. Like I'm not the headliner. Like, no. This is a group of comics that are coming together trying to put together a show.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know where I'm going to be at. Yeah, and everybody, I think everybody thinks whoever closes is the funniest, and it's like. Not true all the time.
So that's another part of comedy I hate, especially when I open for like big names or doing big comedy clubs, and people are like, "Oh my God, you are much funnier than that person." I'm like, "Could you not say that in front of everybody?"
In front of them. It just happened to me on Saturday. Oh my
God! And I'm humble. Could you not I don't do that.
Especially because I don't want that type of rubbing relationship with whoever. Like most of us understand that any night could be our night. It could be my night to where I'm on fire and everybody after me eats a dick or vice versa. I can't do nothing right. So anybody understands, but I still don't like to be put in that position where you're like, yo, you was way funnier than don't do me like that.
Yeah.
There was no reason to do that.
No, there's no reason.
I had a person, we literally had an outdoor show on Saturday that I performed at. At this outdoor show, my friend is the closer, right? He's the headliner. It was Pride Month, right? It's Pride Month, right? So he's the closer. And we're all, after the show's over, we're all just standing around. And this dude just literally walks up, was like, "Good show, guys." He's like, "Man, you are so fucking funny." Cool. He was like, "No, you were like the best one." He's standing in between me and the headliner. I'm like, yo, like, and then it's like, now I'm put in the spot. Like, I'm so awkward because I'm like, oh,
it's a really awkward spot to be.
It's very awkward.
And then I'm like trying to make my friend feel better because I'm like, hey, man, people do this dumb shit, man. I'm sorry about that.
It tickles your fancy at one time because it's like you're hilarious, and then at the exact same, it's like, but the people that you're cool with aren't hilarious, and you're like, that's not true. I've been with these people; they're funny as shit. It's just just a bad. You saw them on a night that probably was less than ideal. I don't like that. Let me shit on people I don't like. I'll shit on them all day.
All day. I try to bury those niggas on purpose.
I just don't like being put on the spot like that. Yeah. It's bad. And then professionalism, especially if you're in a situation where you're working with somebody that you really have respect for or idolize or whatever. Like the last thing you want to do is be like, I'm better than you, and all 7 people said so.
Right.
Like,
and it's the hard part because everybody thinks like you're trying to brag it. Like even another one of my friends that was there, he was like, you were the best one. And he kept doing it because he knows like I'm humble to a point. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not braggadocious to an extent. Like I don't do the whole like, man, I'm better than every comic out here. I don't do that shit. I know like you're supposed to have some cocky swag, but my cocky swag isn't that I'm better than anybody. My cocky swag is that I can perform in front of any audience. Like I'm gonna fucking murder this bitch. I'm not gonna murder it better than you. I'm not gonna be better than you. Like I'm just gonna murder it. That's that's my cockiness. Like I'm not the Burning Man. I'm not afraid of you motherfuckers. You get what I'm saying? Like I think all comics should have that cockiness, but it's like so weird when people do that shit because then you gotta like show that you're not being cocky. Like I don't think I'm funnier than you, man. I don't.
Yeah.
I think we're both funny, bro. Like. And you could be lying, but
because you never know. Like, so Eddie says it here all the time. Let's ask you, Janell. Do you think comics are sensitive?
Oh yeah.
So exactly, that's the thing, right? Like, motherfuckers are sensitive, and that's the thing is I've had people that I'm super cool with flip the fuck out on stupid shit. So when it comes with something like that kind of teeters that line, you really want to avoid it. Because not only does it not fit well, but you're like, comics are sensitive, man. This could be the night that my friend took this the wrong fucking way. And now we got issues.
And it's also about the dynamics of who's around or the situation. Because if you say something to a comic in front of comics, then that could totally go a whole nother way than what you intended it to go. And like comics, we dig on each other all the time and say things, but I think with some comics, if you say certain things around certain people, they will be a little bit more sensitive. I know I can be a sensitive comic. I don't like roasting people. Don't come in here with that roasting shit. I didn't roast you. Don't roast me. Don't do that because I'm gonna say something like I'm gonna go completely left. Like I'm gonna start talking about dead grandmas, and you don't want that.
Janell, we've established Janell goes for the soul. Janell's like, your eyes are black because your soul is dead at night.
I'm socially awkward. I don't know how to like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you be play fighting, and I'm the type of person that'd be like, wham! And I'm like, oh, wait, we was just, oh, sorry. I thought it was light. I'm sorry. So yeah, don't do that with me because I'm.
I don't play those games, shot.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, I don't like
tired.
Your mother never loved you. That's why she chose drugs over you. That's the kind of insult.
Bro.
That's the type of person. Bro. I'm like, yeah, I knew about crack in the 80s because I met your mama.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about. So what else you got coming up? We know you about the festival. You're leaving tomorrow for that. What else is going on with Janell Banks in the next couple of weeks, months?
Oh man, I'm trying to get taller on these streets. No, when I come back to Kansas City, I'm super excited. I'll be hosting. Kansas City's having a plus size fashion week, honey, because we out here. It's our time, and I get to be the host for a very awesome fashion show, the Frames and Figures Fashion Show, as well as. The following day, I will be taping a comedy special, the She's Funny as Fuck comedy special. So I'm super excited about that. I don't know what else is coming up. I just recently signed to an agency, so I'm super excited to
happy for you.
Start writing and producing. I just wrote one of my first scripts and we're starting to shoot it. So I'm super excited to just see the outcome of it and for everyone else to see it once it's finalized, and finally finalizing my comedy album, which will be coming out, called Silence of the Hams. So stay tuned for that, y'all.
Hold up, you want to stay working and you signed to a fucking label. I mean, signed to an agency and got a movie coming out. Jesus Christ.
It's not a movie. It's just 4 short episodes of a cute little sketch, 4 short sketches. It's just a sketch project. That's it. And I am in the process of writing a book. You gotta stay.
So you're writing a book, you sign with a talent agency, you're a highly successful lawyer and highly successful comic. Now,
no, I'm not a lawyer.
Litigation assistant, same thing. All of this. Yo, Eddie, I think she had somebody asking about farting on him. She just straight shit on us, bro. Just straight shit on us.
No, but I do have a funny story about shit. If y'all ever
my God.
I'm into true crime. And I met a detective this weekend who worked a case, and you can Google this. Rosemary Vogel was a woman in Chandler, Arizona, who tried to kill her husband by injecting feces into his IV.
That just happened.
Yeah.
That was recent.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to shit on somebody, get some syringes, girl, and shot to the heart in your tube.
Did you not hear about this shit?
No, I remember hearing about it. But one of the last pressing questions is, did you ever give a price for the fart package?
I did not, because when I said pay me first, he got mad and was like, you don't think I'm going to pay you? You think I'm just going to not pay you? And I'm like, absolutely.
Yes.
You think I fart for free?
Once this gas leaves my ass, there's no guarantee of payment. So yes, I must be paid up front.
I can't get that gas back in my ass when it's gone. So I'm going to need this deposit.
Also, I need to know what I'm gonna eat that day. You know, I gotta prepare. You know,
tell everybody where they can find you, Janell, on social media.
Yes, you can find me on all social media platforms under Miss Just Laugh. That's MISSJUSLAUGH. Or if you are from the South, MI crooked letter JU crooked letter LAUGH. And MissJustLaugh.com. Yes.
That's how she knows from the Midwest, man. Is that crooked letter shit?
Yes.
Yeah. That's big.
No.
Man.
Yo, I don't know.
You just go get some sauce and get in your feelings, okay?
With it. That's why I'm mad with it. That's why I'm mad with it. Spit out the trap.
Good meat does not need sauce.
Whatever you need, it's on tab. Get it. That's why I'm mad with it.
Mumbo the best, baby.
That's why I'm mad.